Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! 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 Peekaboo, I see you because... Boost! I'm Boost! I'm YouTube Boost famous now. There's like 3 of you out there that are like losing it just like I am, and the rest of you are like, what is going on? I am so confused. Anyway, don't worry about it. I'm YouTube famous now, okay? Available summer 2026 because summer 2025 is over, sadly. The album, Dad, shimmy. Can I just tell you a story? So, story, morning glory. Do you like my new shirt? Isn't it so cute? Okay, I got this shirt at J. Crew, and I didn't know anything. I was going into this was before we went to Las Vegas, and I was like, I want a new swimsuit for J. Crew, okay? And so I was thinking about, I went to Grand Cayman with my dad and my stepmother and my boyfriend at the time when I was like a year and a half sober. And, so I would have been at the time, I got sober at 22 and a half, so I would have been about 24, okay? I'm 53 today. So I have this real cute swimsuit that I save everything and box it up and I have it organized and all this kind of stuff. So I was like, I think I have that bathing suit somewhere boxed up in the basement from when I was 24 years old, right? As if I could fit into it. But I couldn't find the swimsuit anywhere. So I call them bathing suits. But anyway, because I'm old school. So anyway, it was this real cute swimsuit. And it like buttoned over. And it was like 5-inch, you know, like long. It was real cute, okay? It looked like kind of like a 30s, 1940s like men's swimsuit, right? And it had like this kind of like burgundy and blue like paisley print on it, and I was like, I want this swimsuit. I had like these pictures of me in it. It was real cute. So anyway, I couldn't find the swimsuit. So it was like a day before we were leaving for Las Vegas. If you didn't know, we just got back from Las Vegas this week. We were there for our anniversary. Our anniversary was on Monday. So anyway, my husband wanted to go into Nordstrom Rack. And so I said, okay, well, while you're in Nordstrom Rack, I'm going to run into J. Crew right next door. The J. Crew outlet store. So I ran in there, and they had all their winter clothes out. Just like when I went into Costco the other day, okay, with my cousin Caroline, one whole row of Costco is all their Halloween stuff, which I'm not mad about, okay? I mean, Halloween basically starts on Tuesday because Monday's Labor Day, summer's over, the pool's closing. So Halloween basically starts on Tuesday. I'm fine with that, okay? But the next row over, and I even posted it on my Instagram, was all Christmas stuff, okay? Now, I'm not usually one that gets all bent out of shape about that. I'm like, if you want to put your Christmas tree up in August, put your Christmas tree up in August. Listen, life is short, okay? Do what makes you happy. But I was like, kind of like the consumerism of all of it, okay, of Christmas, okay? Don't we know what Christmas is about? It's about Robin Brown's perfect Christmas and polygamy. That's what Christmas is all about, Charlie Brown. But anyway, I was kind of like all bent out of shape about it. But anyway, so I went into the J. Crew outlet, and they have like beautiful wool pants, beautiful wool sweaters, but it's all their like winter stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, they don't have anything. So anyway, I'm like, I went up to the counter and I said, do y'all have any like swimsuits left from the summer? And the guy's like, I think we might have one over there on like the clearance rack. So I went and looked. Couldn't even find one. But they had like a row of t-shirts that were real cute. And they were all just like plain t-shirts. And so I saw this one, and that's just like, you can see it's just like blue. I didn't see that on the back. It says St. Jude's Children's Hospital on the back of it. I didn't see that. But anyway, it has this little heart on it. I was like, oh my God, that's so cute. So I go to the counter and I pay it was like on sale and all this kind of stuff. So I pay my money for the t-shirt, and as I'm walking away, the guy says to me, you smell really good. I go, what? No, this is not the story. But I did have to include it because I did smell really good. Actually, that day, and he's like, what do you have on today? And it was that By the Fireplace by Maison Margiela. I can't even pronounce it. But anyway, you can get it at Sephora. So anyway, I was telling him that. Because I was like, what do I have? Oh, I have that By the Fireplace. Which is kind of a false scent. So it kind of worked out because I was getting, well, I didn't get any of the wool pants. But I felt like I should be dressing for Christmas Eve. It's kind of how I felt. But anyway. But before he said, oh, you smell really good. What do you have on? And he said to me, he goes, thank you for donating to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And I was like, oh, did I push a button or something? Because like every place you go now, around. They're like, do you want to round up to, you know, feed the children? Do you want to round up to do, you know what I'm talking about? It's like every place you go. And I always do, okay? Because I feel so bad. I do, you know? Like, I always feel so bad. They're like, do you want to round up? And I'm like, it's always like, you know, like, it's like, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, it's 98 cents. You can afford 98 cents. And they're always like, they look at you with those sad faces, those cashiers, and they're like, do you want to donate? Do you want to round up the 97, 98 cents? And I was like, so I thought, did I hit the button or something like that? And so I turned to him, and I never usually ask, you know? And he was like, and I said, what, I donated to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. He goes, yeah, all of those t-shirts, he goes, are for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And I was like, and I looked at him and I go, oh, like the, and he finishes my sentence and he goes, like the commercials on TV. I go, oh, now I feel good about it because those commercials always make me so sad. They are so sad, aren't they? So anyway, if you want to donate to, this is not sponsored, but if you, by J. Crew, I wish. Oh my God, if I got a sponsored video by J. Crew. This is, and I hardly ever shop at J. Crew. But anyway, but if you want to support J. Crew or St. Jude's Children's Hospital, you can go buy this t-shirt. And isn't it cute too? I think it's such a cute t-shirt. And I love any business that has a cause with it. So anyway, I wasn't going to share that on here. I was really going to share about how, well, I didn't even get through my intro, which is so funny because when I do cameos, like people reach out to me. The other day, somebody reached out to me for their girlfriend's birthday, and I don't know if she's gotten it yet, and I know her birthday is coming up, so I can't say it on here, so I can't say her name. Oh, no, is she the one that sent me a direct message thanking me for it? Anyway, but people will always say, like, boyfriends, husbands, and stuff will say, like, my wife, my girlfriend, my partner loves your intro, which I think is so funny. They're like, can you do the intro for her birthday cameo? I'm like, okay. So I always, like, rework the intro for my cameos. If you don't know what cameos are, they're like little private messages you can buy. It's listed below. But anyway, I actually get quite a few requests on it still to this day, which kind of like is crazy to me. So, and I do have merch too, but I don't think I've sold anything in my merch shop in years, and I haven't updated it in years. But anyway, I haven't even looked in years. So people always ask me to do my intro. So like if I do my intro and your name's like Judy Smith and it's going to be your birthday on Monday, I'll be like, hey you guys, it's Peter and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. It's Judy Smith's birthday. Why would I go anywhere when it's Judy? Judy, how old are you going to be, girl? It's Judy Smith's birthday. And she's YouTube famous now. And then I'll say like available. And if Judy Smith's birthday is September 1st, I'll say on September 1st, Judy Smith's birthday. And then I'll say, peekaboo, Judy, this is for you because it's your birthday. And then I sing happy birthday. And then I go in and I do my little cameo thing. But anyway, that wasn't the point of this. What was the point of this? I was going to say something. Oh, so people always say that they like my intros. Well, some people are like, get to the point. Somebody in my video the other day, they said, if he would just get to the point of the video, his videos would be really, really good. And I was like, I know that that's probably true, and my views would probably go up, but I have tested this theory out, and I've done a lot of videos where I don't do my intro, and it makes no difference. But I don't think people are used to it yet, because I only do that like once a week, right? But I'm sure that if I got rid of my intros, my views would go up, because people just want you, people have no attention spans anymore. They want you to get right to it. Are we talking about Tati's palette, or are we not talking about Tati's palette? Well, we're not talking about Tati's palette yet, see? So anyway, this is kind of like the Johnny Carson of it all. Okay, this is kind of like the beginning of the late night show, if you get what I'm saying. Anyway, my throat is itching so bad. The allergies are so strong in Indianapolis today. Oh my God. Okay, so what was I going to say? Oh, so usually in my intro, I sing a song. That's what I was going to say. And you know, like when I sing a song, if I just don't have a song picked out, just my go-to is Rock On Gold Dust Woman. Gold Dust Woman, the Fleetwood Mac. But anyway, which people still think is Gorgeous Woman. It's Gold Dust Woman. Rock on, Gold Dust Woman. Take your silver spoon. Dig your grave. Okay, Gold Dust Woman by Fleetwood Mac. So anyway, but that's kind of my go-to. I have like probably like 10 go-tos. But I try to like pick new songs. Okay, so when I'm sitting here and I'm getting ready, and by getting ready, that means I have like all my props out. Like today, see, I pick a fan, like I'm talking about Miss Tati today. And I feel bad using the trash fan. This should mean a lot to people, okay? If I specifically do not use the trash fan in a video, that means I kind of like somebody. That means I kind of feel bad for them. I don't know. I feel bad for Miss Tati. I don't know why I feel bad for Miss Tati. I mean, now, like, she's, like, the queen of QVC. I, like, watch her on these, like, lives and stuff like that. Every once in a while, like, somebody will send it to me, and they'll be like, oh, Tati's live. And she's like, yeah, and you should really buy. And I'm like, oh, this kind of makes me sad. Okay? Like, this is, like, how far the mighty have fallen. It's kind of how it feels to me. You know what I mean? But I'm sure she's making bank on the QVC. So, anyway, well, she's not really on QVC, but you get what I'm saying. But anyway, So I didn't want to use the trash can. So here's my props. But then, for one of my cameos the other day, I brought out the old school Beast fan. Because it broke. On video. Oh my god, I hit the bed and then the tripod fell and everything like that. All with the broken fan. Okay. So anyway, I have like 3 more of these pink Alyssa Edwards fans. And see, it says Beast on it. But anyway. And then, oh my god, I don't think have I shown this or not? So we're obsessed with all Housewives franchises here in this house. But we love the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And Angela Oakley, okay, she had one of these fans that she would carry around with her to all the events this year. So, of course, I had to get one of these fans. But it also... Do you hear it? It's so soothing. It's like ASMR. It's like ASMR. But can I just tell you that this fan also doubles as a microphone? Ringing rings like a bell through the night. And it kind of puts a little like, you know, what do they call that? Vocal fry? I don't like that word. That's what people say I have vocal fry because my voice is so annoying. Is that what that means? I don't know what vocal fry means, okay? We should look that up because I don't know that I really know what that means. Listen, I'm not a millennial, or am I? I don't know. What does vocal fry mean? Vocal fry. I think it means like when you have that like kind of like something annoying with your voice. A way of speaking in which your voice is very low pitched. Oh no, that ain't me, gal. That ain't me. It has a characteristic rough or creaking sound. I'm kind of like, what's her face? Kathleen Turner. Is that kind of like vocal fry? What is vocal fry and why does it bother some people but not others? I heard a reference to vocal fry while listening to NPR. Someone had written in to complain about one of the host's voices. People complain about my voice all the time. People back in the day said, I can't stand listening to his voice. His voice is giving my ears cancer. I think that is a horrible thing. Horrible. Muriel, you're horrible. That is a horrible thing to say. But anyway. So I have this, and then of course I have my lip balms. I gotta get this on before I sing my song. So when I'm sitting here and I'm getting ready, and by getting ready I mean picking out my t-shirt, washing my face, which hat I'm gonna wear. People are like all worried that I already lost my new icon hat. It's sitting right over there in the chair. I have not lost the new icon hat. I just haven't worked it out yet. I gotta work hats out so that they kind of fit my head a little bit. But anyway. So I go through and I play, like I just iTunes shuffle. And did you do the iTunes shuffle? Do the iTunes shuffle. I do the iTunes shuffle, okay? And so like usually whatever song comes up first is like what I mean, a couple times, sometimes I'll have to go through a couple songs. But anyway, so the first song that came up, I was like, okay, it's like 73 in Indianapolis today. The leaves are falling. The pool is closing on Monday. It's a sadly day, okay? Anyway. And this song comes up. I don't even know where I downloaded this song or why. It was probably in some TV show like Station 11. I get most of my songs from TV shows, okay? And it's called Rivers and Roads by The Head and the Heart. Have you ever heard of this song? The cover of it looks like The Strangers, kind of. He's got like one of those masks on, like from The Strangers or The Purge or something. But anyway, this song... I love this song. I didn't know I loved it until I heard it today. I don't know if I've ever heard it before. Well, I downloaded it, so I must have heard it before. I don't do that. Listen, I download my songs. I pay the artist for it and all kind of stuff. Not because I feel that strongly about it, just because it makes more sense to me to have it. My husband, you don't need to get into me about the Spotify, okay? My husband's already told me about, listen, I don't get it, okay? That's about how deep it goes. I don't get it. I just like it all in one place, okay? It's why I just buy my songs. I pay my 99 cents, and then I own it. Sometimes I just add it to the library, because I do have Apple Music, so I figured it out. So sometimes I just add it to the library, you know what I mean? But then if you stop having Apple Music, do you lose all the songs? This comment right here is where I'm going to get all the comments about this right here. People are going to want to explain it to me. Do you ever think it's interesting when you're watching a video, and like, let's say if, like, okay, because I was talking about this in my video the other day, like if I were in a video and if I said, oh, we're going to Chicago, Illinois this weekend, we're not, but let's just say if we were, and I said, we're going to Chicago, Illinois this weekend, and I pronounced Illinois with an S. Illinois is not pronounced with an S, okay? It's pronounced Illinois. The S is silent, okay? But if I said, oh, we're going to Chicago, Illinois this weekend, okay? This is one of the things that kills me in videos. First of all, I don't think that anybody ever needs to announce their departure, okay, on a YouTube video. Number one, I am not that important, okay, on YouTube, in the influencer space, anywhere, that you need to let me know that you're leaving my space, okay? I am not that important, number one. And number two, no offense, but you aren't either, okay? Neither one of us are that important that we need to let each other know that you're leaving for good, okay? So I think that's kind of funny when people, like, not just on my videos, but on all videos, are like, well, I just have to leave forever now. Okay, well, thank you for letting us know. Okay, don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you. The other thing I think is so funny is when somebody will comment, and it'll be like the top comment with 300 comments, and it'll say, it's not, because people that typically leave comments, read comments on videos, okay? And they'll say, actually, Illinois is spelled, or is pronounced, the S is silent. Like, somebody will say that, okay? And it'll have like 300 likes on it. And then 2 comments down, you'll go, and it'll say, the S is silent on Illinois, okay? 15 likes. And then the comment underneath there will be like, you don't pronounce the S in Illinois. It's like, y'all not read the comments. Like, you do not need to let the person know 150 times about the mistake that they made in the video, okay? If one person says it, trust, we're reading the comment. It's enough. Yeah, I know my fan is broken, okay? Get over it. I should do a whole video about things that just drive me crazy. Well, what drives me crazy is when I pick songs I'm going through. So I'm sitting here, right? And I'm playing this song. And this song is so sad. It's like, it starts off and it's like, do, 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 do. And it goes, a year from now we'll all be gone. Our friends will have moved away. And I'm like, what is going on with this song? This song is so sad. And it's like, we'll all be gone, our things are sold, we'll have no. I'm like, what is going on? I was like, next. And then I pull it up, and it's Whitney Houston Christmas, Who Would Imagine a King? Okay, I'm like, well, that don't work, but I do love you, Whitney. Oh my God, when I was in Las Vegas, I played the Whitney Houston, they have a Whitney Houston, what do you call it? Slot machine now, and it has all these different pictures from like the different Whitney Houston. Has anybody seen the slot machine? It has the different Whitney Houston eras on it, and so like if you get like, okay, 3 in a row from like the Queen of the Night, you know, like scene in The Bodyguard. Did you hear they're trying to make a remake of The Bodyguard? Who is it with? Like, it's somebody ran. I was like, do not. Why are we like? I can't remember who it is. But I was like, whoever it is, I don't mind that person. But I was like, let's not do that to Miss Whitney, okay? The Bodyguard was, you want to talk about iconic? Like, I don't love that word anymore, but I mean, I kind of do. I feel like iconic, the word is making kind of like a comeback a little bit. But that movie, The Bodyguard, I mean, that movie sent my friends and I. That movie, that album, that movie, like, there was not a mistake in that movie, okay? The Bodyguard is maybe one of the most fantastic movies of life. Anyway. But they're trying to do a remake to it. Am I getting this wrong, or is it Kim Kardashian that they were thinking about doing this movie with? Bodyguard, I feel like I just saw this the other day. And I was like, is this for real that they are doing this remake of it? And it was like so random who was going to play the part of it. It says the director, the Bodyguard director is going to be Taylor Swift. But that's not who's going to... Kim Kardashian in mind for the lead role. Now, Taylor, gal, I love you, and I am happy that you are getting married, okay? And all is too well in my life as well. But you do not need to be cast in... I think Kim Kardashian was great in the Ryan Murphy, the American Horror Story. I thought she was actually pretty good. I thought she was the only thing that was good about that last season, in all honesty. But we don't need to make her... She's no Whitney Houston, okay? I mean, is it going to be The Bodyguard with no singing? We do not need that. Okay, so anyway... So, it's really hard to pick a song like UB40's Red, Red Wine. So, you want to know a little story about this? Oh, I did this in a video the other day. I was like pulling up songs and I was telling stories about it. Okay, so me and my 3 girlfriends, and it was like after we graduated from high school. My one friend, okay, she had a fake ID. She was a year older than us, and she had a fake ID, and the woman's name was Naomi on it, okay, because she worked with her at Burger King. So, Naomi was about 42. My friend was like 19, okay? They didn't look nothing alike. But we would have her, we would play the UB40 album, okay? Red, Red Wine, Red, Red Wine. You remember that song? Okay. Red, Red Wine, you make me feel so fine. I can't remember all the words. But anyway, we called ourselves the Red Wine Girls because we would make our friend go into the grocery store with her fake ID. And we would go, Naomi, don't you know me? Naomi, don't you know me? Please go to the grocery store. We'd make her go in there and buy us Boone's Farm wine with her fake ID at the grocery store. Okay. John Denver and the Muppets. Maybe I am ready for Christmas. What else? David Guetta, Listen. I love that song so much. Okay, but what's a good song? Pet Shop Boys. What's a good song to... Oh my God, do you guys remember this song, Reason Why, by Rachel Yamagata? Do you know what this is from? This is from the original. That show wasn't called Area, it was called Roswell. Do you remember the original TV show, Roswell, New Mexico? I think that, or maybe that was on... What was that show with that kid, and he came and lived with that rich family, and that girl that looked like Blair from the Gossip Girl, and then the blonde girl, it wasn't Blake Lively, it was something like, was it the OC or something like that, Orange County? Anyway, do you remember that show? Maybe it was from that show, I don't remember. Madonna, oh my God, I remember, okay, I have Taylor Swift, Only a Dream, see, there's none of these songs on any Cascade Christmas album. Let's all chant. Ooh, ooh. Let's all chant. Do you guys remember that song? Okay, so this song I heard for the very first time in the movie The Eyes of Laura Mars. But anyway, let's get into this video today, shall we? Ooh, ooh. Dr. Detroit. Anyway, okay, that's not from that song. But anyway, just keep up, keep up. Okay, so I was going through the Beauty Guru Chatter Reddit the other day, and they had some very interesting stories over here, and I saw this one talking about Tati Westbrook supposedly re-releasing her palette. Okay, it was kind of funny because a lot of people were like, oh, there's not tons of comments on here, but I wanted to read the comments. I did not go and watch Tati's video because they kind of explain it in here anyway. But I was like, a lot of people were like, well, not a lot of people, but a couple of the people were like, would it do really that well, blah, blah, blah. Okay, before I even get into this and I read the comments at all, because I've only read like 3 or 4 of the comments, I want to say this. So originally, when Tati Westbrook, she released her Tati. Was it called the Tati palette? I don't remember what it's called. Tati Beauty palette or whatever. That palette. So she sent it to me, okay? She reached out to me and she said, I know you don't want PR anymore. This was like years after I said I didn't want PR. I was like, girl, if you want to send it to me, you can send it to me. So she sent it to me with a card and she said, thank you for all the love and support. You think I get cards like this from people anymore? Oh no, baby. I don't get cards like this from anybody anymore, okay? But she said, thank you for all the love and support, XO Hot Tati. Because I used to call her Hot Tati in my videos, right? So, I would always give those palettes to friends of mine. And I gave that palette to my friend Tanya Jean. To this day, okay? To this day, if I called Tanya Jean up and I said, Tanya Jean, if I said to her, what is your favorite palette that I've ever given you? She would say, that Tati palette. She swore by that Tati palette. She loved it. She's like, if she ever re-releases it, that will be my first buy. She loves that Tati palette. So when I saw this come up, I was like, this is really interesting because that palette did really, really well. I think when people talk about like, oh, my throat is itching so bad. Hold on a second, I need this fan. You think this fan is like blowing dust around and stuff like that? That's probably what the problem is. People I have seen in the past talk about like Shane Dawson selling Tati's products for her. Shane Dawson helped sell Tati's miracle pills, okay? Those snake and oil pills, the Halo Beauty pills. He helped her sell those pills. He didn't help her sell the palette, okay? I think the palette came before the miracle pills, didn't it? Those Jack and the Beanstalk pills. Didn't the palette come before? Anyway, it wasn't the palette that he helped her sell. I mean, he might have helped her sell a few of those, but I think she had sold those on her own by that point. But anyway, let's see what they're talking about on here. Potential Natasha Denona mini palettes, okay. Carla Rockmore, something about helping find beauty gurus from late 2000s to early 2010. Okay, people talking about who is supporting Mikayla and what is Mikayla Nogueira and what has happened to Point of View. They're talking about there really hasn't been any mention of Point of View since she sold out. Could be a good video if y'all want me to make it. People are talking about all this kind of stuff. Raw Beauty Christie reposted support of Huda after the anti-Semitic clip went viral. Oh, I didn't know about that. Okay. Oh, there's 24 comments on that, not much. KVD Beauty is closing. Did you guys know that? I did not know that. Okay, so I read that one the other day on here. Because that one has a lot on here. It's actually workers. So KVD Beauty, which used to be Kat Von D Beauty, okay, which then was bought by Kendo. So it says on here, I noticed lately that Ulta and Sephora no longer are carrying the brand in stores, and all of the websites are no longer restocking any items. The Kendo page for the brand removed the header video, moved the brand label to the bottom of their Our Brands page. It's very similar to what happened with Jacqueline Cosmetics with Forma Brands. They moved it to the bottom of their page. They weren't selling the products anymore. It's the exact same thing that happened. The KVD website itself, and Kat Von D has nothing to do with this anymore. Website itself hasn't been updated since 2024, and their social media pages haven't posted since June 16th. So I read through here, and people are talking about it, and talking about how bad the brand was, and all this kind of stuff. And then people are talking about, I remember when the IT product was between the KVD and Anastasia contour kits. Somebody on here talked about how they worked for KVD Beauty, and that they laid everybody off. Like, they've been laying everybody off for the last year. Wow, it's the end of an era. I better find some new eyeliner. Somebody's giving recommendations for eyeliners in here. They should never have jumped on the kindness vegan discovery nonsense. They could have rebranded to a different name. A brand name offering the makeup that KVD originally took up. Alternative and gothic makeup, that was another thing. There was no brand cohesion at all, is what they'd go on and talk about. All this kind of stuff. It's still at my Ulta, and Ulta is featuring the Good Apple Foundation for half off for 21 days. KVD should have completely rebranded and came back as an edgy alternative brand. So a lot of people are talking about that. But where is the one that I found was interesting? Charlotte Tilbury faking ads. Oh, is she? It goes, oh, okay, that one's got quite a few things on here. To all the beauty gurus that I follow. Oh, this is a big trend that people are talking about right now on the Beauty Guru Reddit, which I think is really interesting, is they're talking about things that they do not like that beauty gurus do. Okay, now I don't watch that many beauty influencer videos anymore, but they're talking about TikTok and YouTube. And one of the things they're talking about is like, when like beauty influencers, like if they're gonna do, like before they're putting on their outline, they'll like hold a product in their mouth. Is this like a thing? Like they show a picture of it on here somewhere. Hold on. They go in here and they start talking about like all the things that they don't like that beauty gurus are doing. But where's the one where they show the picture of, maybe it's on that one. Hold on a second. I think that's the one I read. To all the beauty gurus that I follow. There isn't anything wrong with your content. I just can't focus on anything. Okay. And then they go in and they talk about this, but there's a picture that they post where they show this girl like holding they can't stand when somebody, here's where they talk about POV beauty by Mikayla Nogueira. Now, what's interesting about this, okay, just to put this in perspective, is Tati Westbrook re-releasing her eyeshadow palette. Has 75 comments. POV beauty by Mikayla Nogueira, which is right underneath it, has 15 comments. That shows you really, in the makeup industry, in the skincare industry, that people really aren't that interested in Mikayla Nogueira anymore. But I wanted to show you guys this one because I was like, is this like a thing that people are talking about now? They show this gal and she's got this product in her mouth. Where was it? Maybe it was from a long time ago. Hold on a second. Who is that? Why do I know that? What happened to Martina Lily? I don't know who she is to begin with. Who's Martina Lily? Does anybody know? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Silly vent. I hate this trend of influencers holding products in their mouths as they apply them. And they show this picture of this girl holding this in her mouth. Have you guys seen this thing? Take it from your vanity to the bag. The new multiple by NARS is vibrant, versatile, and so why are we putting it in our mouth? I don't know. But they show more pictures than that. There's more pictures than that. Okay, so let's get to, oh, now I gotta go all the way down. Let's go to the Tati one, because I wanted to hear about Tati Westbrook. Is Tati Westbrook re-releasing her eyeshadow palette? So Tati posted a YouTube video today, I'm just reading this off here, stating that exciting things are coming in the very near future. She added a link to her website, the Tati List, for updates with a photo of her. Don't ever sign up for one of those websites, okay? One of those influencer websites. I think to this day, I still get, well, I mean, back in the day, I would buy palettes and like do giveaways over here. I still get like the Laura Lee ones, I get all those emails. I think I still get the Tati emails. I mean, I get those emails from all those influencers back in the day. If you ever sign up from one, they push some newsletters out like once a week. I didn't even realize they have so much news going on in their life, okay? But they apparently do. So anyway, this person says, so Tati posted a YouTube video today that exciting things are coming in the near future. She added a link to her website, the Tati List, for updates with a photo of her and what looks to be her prior palette color swatch down her arm. I'll post the link and y'all let the conspiracy theories fly. So it takes you to the link. I'm going to the link right now. So this is the Tati List. Be the first to know. Don't miss out. It says we will not be hitting that because I don't need to be the first to know. But then it shows, this is the picture they're showing, okay, where she's got the swatches on her arm. I believe this is Tati's old marketing picture. If I believe correct, if I'm correct. Actually, let me screenshot that and then let me be a drama channel for 2.5 seconds and Google search. Why am I typing in Google search Google? Okay. Tati palette swatches. I believe that's the outfit that she had on in one of her original marketing campaigns. Hold on a second. It's just oh, yeah. So it's from Allure magazine. Tati Beauty restocks its texture neutrals. When is this from? So it's showing that dress, but when is that article from? Let's see. The article is from January 15th of 2020. So you can see on this Allure magazine article, hold on a second. You can see in this Allure magazine article, she's got on the same exact outfit that they're posting the picture about. That's in the link. So, because here I just took a screenshot of it, and you can, so this is not, it's not new. There's a picture on her website. So it's an old marketing picture that they're using. Okay, but let's see what they say about it, because I want to see what they go in and they say about it. Okay, somebody said, I'm sorry, but when she released this, she was at her peak. I can't imagine this selling well now after her rise and fall that seemed to occur over and over again. She is nowhere near as popular as she was in 2019-ish. Well, I agree. I would be hard-pressed to think of anybody that, and I'm just trying to be really fair to Miss Tati, okay? I can't think of really anybody. Well, first of all, the age of the beauty influencer on YouTube or even TikTok, I think, has kind of passed by. I really think that people, I think that this is what, so I think that that's not the foundation, because I think what happened was before, I would say 2016 to 2019, which was when, I mean, all the scandals really started in like 2018, 2019. What happened was that the beauty influencers started using the world, their world and their lives to get people interested in them. Then they used that as a selling point. In all honesty, Jaclyn Hill was really one of the first people that did that. By talking about being on food stamps and how poor she was and working at the Mac counter. She told those stories early on. She got people invested in the life of Jaclyn Hill. She was very successful. Jaclyn Hill was one of the most earliest successful beauty influencers in the YouTube space. I think people picked up on that after a while. I think Jeffree Star modeled that and did that same model of like the American dream, and I worked myself up and I came over here and whatever. I think a lot of them did that, okay? And I think that if you go back and you look at those, let's say 6 to 10 people, from Nikki Tutorials to Manny MUA to, you know, I mean, a lot of Nicole Guerrero, to a lot of those people, what we got invested in was the lives of those people. Then when they started collaborations together, they started hanging out together, then we got in, it was almost like watching a reality show, okay? I think what happened was that it was too much, and it was almost kind of like, okay, like I watched The Sister Wives. I am so excited for season 20 of The Sister Wives, right? But at some point, when it's the same story over and over and over again, it gets real boring, okay? And so it's kind of the same thing that happened with the beauty influencers. It was like the same story over and over and over again. It was saturation. It's like James Charles. Like, are any of us that surprised that James Charles, like, you know, scandal comes out these days? I don't think that we're really that, because it's the same thing that's happened over and over and over again. But I don't think that we ever got bored, most of us, whether it was beauty or dogs or it just influencers online, with the life of that person. So I think today what's happened is that people that still love makeup, they have found people that they are invested in their character, their integrity, their personalities, and they might be micro-influencers, they might be massive influencers, you know, they might be OGs, but they're invested in the life of that person, whatever that person's life is about. It's not necessarily always just about their makeup skills, and I think that that changed from 2016 to 2019. I don't think anybody is really as relevant or as popular as they were in 2019. I can't think of one person. I think out of all of them, the one who's like doing the most stuff, or has in the last couple years, is I think Patrick Starr has done the most as far as working with celebrities and being invited. I think Nikki Tutorials as far as like doing Eurovision, and Nikki Tutorials has done a lot of events and things like that. I think as far as views, sadly, I think James Charles is still like getting pretty good views. Tati Westbrook, Manny MUA, Laura Lee, all of them. I mean, a lot of them have been forgotten, and I think people have kind of gone on. I think the people that stuck around with Tati, that liked her before the hype, I think have stuck around with her after the hype. I think there were some people that felt like Tati sold out during the hype of like being with Jeffree Star and all those kind of people. And I think that's one of the things that people forget about Tati Westbrook, was that Tati Westbrook had a reputable career before she ever met those people and hung out with them. And I think that there was a period where she was like up here hanging out with all of them. She had a really strong career before ever hanging out with them. And so when she did that, there was a period of time, I think that some of her OG people left. I think some of those OG people came back because they're like, we did not like... She got a lot of flack when she did the video with Jeffree Star and his plane. I mean, that was a backlash moment for Tati Westbrook. So I don't think anybody's as popular now. But do I think that she... I mean, Jaclyn Hill continues to hint out bringing back those lipsticks. Tati's palette was never problematic. So it wasn't problematic like those lipsticks. I don't think there's anything wrong with her bringing... If she reduced the amount of palettes and brought them back... Yeah, I mean, I've never heard one bad thing about that palette. I've never heard one, I mean, when I mention this, I already know when I mention this video, people are going to be like, I love that palette. I already know that. Somebody said it might sell well for the OG followers. I don't think most of TikTok even knows who she is. However, a bit of de-influencing to anyone reading this, the palette will absolutely not be the same formula as the original. It just won't. Well, that's true. Out of curiosity, somebody says, how do you know it won't? My guess is that she's not working with the same manufacturer. Okay. Somebody said, and then they responded, this is where they're really fair over there, and I like it. The person responded and said, I was being a little over the top, but it's been 6 years. Even if it was manufactured by seed again with ingredients being banned, it's going to have to go in here and talk about pull the recipe out of the vault and remake it one for one. And it's not going to be exactly the same, but it's going to be close. I mean, people buy dupes, and it's not exactly the same, but they're pretty close. They're going in here and talking about, will it be the same formula? It's this back and forth between all this. Somebody said she definitely doesn't have anywhere near the brand power she used to, but the palette still is talked about all the time. People who owned it treat it as the holy grail. Where am I at on time? Those who didn't buy it treat it like they're, okay, I think nostalgia might play into her favor as well. Well, it would depend on how many units she bought to sell. If she didn't buy tons of units, it might do well. The photos are from 2019 from the original palette launch. I bought it back then and still have it, LOL, and I agree that it's a great palette, but I wouldn't buy it again now. The color palette, though, it's all neutral. So, I mean, it's not like it was like Jeffree Star's palettes of some of those colors that came out 5-6 years ago, I don't think are necessarily things that people are wearing every day today. Her palette is one of those palettes. Somebody said, I had mine also back then. I was in my late 30s and loved wearing glitter to work. Oh, there are a lot of glitter tones in it, though, aren't there? But I will say her matte formula holds its weight even today. The color story for each row in the palette works so well together. I still have mine, and I don't want to use it mainly because I'm in fear of running out of the matte black shade. Somebody said that's good to know. I still use them on occasion. The glitter eyeshadows were really unique at the time, and the formula for the rest of them are solid, but I think it's more of a nostalgia thing for me. So yeah, is it nostalgia, or is it that people really, really loved it? Somebody said, I remember when she released this and before she made a fool of herself 8,000 times, she was going to make a cool toned palette, which I was excited about. Well, maybe that's what she's doing. Maybe she's coming out with her cool tone palette. I actually think it might be smarter for Tati to release a new palette to get people excited about it and then have them beg for the old palette and then re-release the old palette second. I think that might be smarter. But anyway, is she going to re-release her old palette? What do you guys think? Does anybody care about POV beauty? I have to tell you, it was interesting, this whole commentary. I'm not going to get into all of it, but when you go in here, this whole discussion about POV beauty is interesting because they talk about, I'm curious if y'all are seeing people use POV beauty by Mikayla Nogueira on your feeds. I'm not on TikTok much, and I haven't seen anyone use it since around the launch. Somebody said they wouldn't listen to her if she said that she said they needed water to live. Somebody said, okay, so they go on, they say, her brand came out, there were a few reviews from other influencers, she made a video thanking her fans for the sellout, then it dropped off the face of the earth. The reviews I saw were mainly negative, not because of her, but because the formulas were nothing new and actually not very formulated. One of the main criticisms was that the active ingredients POV kept touting were in too low concentrations and too low on the ingredients list to really be effective. Proof that just because it's made in Korea doesn't mean that it's amazing, not unless you have good cosmetic chemists and skincare formulas behind you. And the person goes on, also right after I post this response, a video of Mua Judy reviewing the brand came across my feed. She apparently liked the brand, but she was also comparing it to products I've heard mixed reviews about that have also been criticized for having very low and clinically. So people are going on here, they're calling her a pathological liar. She has a brand now, somebody said. The last I heard, and a lot of these people are saying they don't use TikTok. Why would you seek this info out? Somebody says it looks, I mean, they're comparing it to other brands, which is what people did at the time. But I thought it was interesting because I don't follow Mikayla Nogueira that closely, but I follow her close enough to know that, I mean, it did drop, and I really haven't heard a whole lot about it then. And she was using it in a lot of videos. Is she still using it in videos? I want to look it up really quick. Point of view skincare, Mikayla website. Okay. Point of view beauty. Okay, let's go over here to the Instagram. How do you get to it? POVeauty.com. You can shop it. Okay. Is it still sold out, or can you buy it? Shop now. Oh, it says trending on here. You can add it to your cart. Oh, it's trending. Oh, it looks like all of her products are still available. Okay, the Drip It. I do like the packaging on it. I think the packaging is nice. Oh, she's reduced some of the prices on here. One of the bundles is now $96 to $86. So if you're thinking about buying it, $108 to $97. Really? $10 off a bundle. Well, thank you, Mikayla, for that. But it doesn't look like it's sold out. I mean, can you add it to the cart? Oh, you can add it to the cart. Yeah. Yeah, you can definitely add it to the cart. So it's not sold out. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting to me that it came and it went, and not really a bunch of people are talking about it. So anyway, let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.